Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Casa Podcast. We're back again with a wonderful episode of the podcast. Last week, we got into so many things, right? If your boy and Chris came over on the show and they just came and lit it up. Today, I just decided to do a one-man show. I'm done having people in the studio. I'm not going to have anybody here. Today, I'm going to talk about loyalty. Just me, myself, and I. Nobody else in the studio. But you guys know I'm kidding. I have so many wonderful people in the house. Today I have a special guest. I have so many surprises for you. I have if you're in the building, I have Quincy Frost in the building, and I have the new guy, Uncle Tao in the building.
There you go. Knock him out.
Guys,
Knock him
how
out.
you
Knock him
doing?
out.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing? How you guys doing?
We're
We're
good,
doing
man. What's
We're
going?
great.
good. We're good. We're good.
Guys, how's the week for you guys? Before we get into loyalty, how was your week?
What did I even get into?
Hey.
Well, actually, I was pretty consistent with my gym this week.
So you were loyal to the gym.
Yeah, I was loyal to my
If
time.
Was the gym? Was the gym
I
loyal
left
to
the
you?
chat. I left the chat.
When we mention gym, okay. Some people don't want to have this gym conversation. So, guys, let's stay loyal and let's stay away from the gym stuff, right? Because
No.
if
You guys are not being loyal to me then.
okay. So you went to the gym, and what else? What else
Yeah.
did you do?
And then
Taught
I
some
hanged
swimming
out with
online.
No, I'll actually start my swimming class next week. So you guys patronize
Oh,
me.
I didn't tell you. It's because you did such a bad job. I
Mhm.
enrolled my kids at this local swimming classes back.
Oh my
back here.
god! Oh my god!
So, yeah, they started.
No, don't
But
tell
you-
us
Oh my
to do
God.
what I
Let me
did.
tell you.
my
Kojo, let me
God.
tell you what
Okay,
happened.
tell
Let
me
me tell you
what
what happened.
happened. Tell me what happened.
You know, I got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, right?
Mhm.
As soon as we got there, the 2-year-old was so excited. I don't know what what did with him. He jumped in the water. It's 3 feet. 3 feet. Dude jumped in the water face down.
That
Did he survive?
Look, let me remind
Looks
you
like
I
guys.
still
AY
got
did
him
a good
upstairs.
job.
So
Let me remind you
I
guys.
still got him
that-
upstairs.
AY
So
did a good
maybe.
job.
Let me remind you guys
Wait.
that my training is via Zoom. So
Mhm.
after
Oh my
I
God.
teach,
Yeah, that's why.
after I teach
They
my
got no real
clients,
life experience. They got no real life experience.
after
That
I
explains why he
teach
jumped
my
right in the water.
kids, I expect
Mhm.
their parents,
To
be
do
there
that,
for
to
them.
carry on.
I don't know how to
Hey.
swim.
See,
So
meet me halfway.
Hey,
Yeah, meet me halfway.
I see.
Meet me halfway.
Mr. Frost, talk to me. Let's leave these online swimming instructors alone.
so
How was your
I'm even surprised.
Mhm.
Man, my week. I guess my week was loyal to me. It wasn't as crazy as the previous week. So
Good,
uh,
good.
I
I'll
guess
go-
I was productive. I guess I think
Great.
not. I guess.
But for a while you've been missing out
Mhm.
from the show. We know you've been balling, you've been chilling
Vacation.
out, you've been
Chilling.
vacating.
Oh
Apparently you went hiking and everything.
man, I'm trying to stay alive, man. Stress kills. So
But Gaman said they're hiking for home. What has hiking got to do? What
that was a good. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Uncle Tao. Uncle Tao. How was your week? How was your week?
man, I'm still trying to understand this hybrid, this work from home versus work from the office thing. So it's tough. I wake up every day trying to figure out, am I in the office today or am I working from home? So that's what's happening. But yeah, I'm surviving. It's rough. I don't know how it's Sunday already. I feel like it was just yesterday that I was listening to the show where you guys were talking about movies. But hey, we got
Oh.
another Sunday.
That went by fast,
So,
right? But
I
Oh
know.
yeah.
in the chat, Rashid is in the chat again. Rashid, welcome, and everyone in the chat, welcome, guys. We're so happy to see you guys here. I see Rashid, I see Timothy, I see Quincy Frost in the chat too. Rashid is saying, "Hold up,
Yeah.
is that Tao? He looks like a battle rapper."
I
Damn.
will battle Tao for. I will battle
Let's
Tao for a
go.
ball of pinky.
Listen, we have to set something like that up. Quincy Frost versus Tao, battle rap.
Yeah,
Just
for a ball
Chicago
of pinky.
Please,
Chicago
Don't
boy
do
should
we
that.
are not
I
doing this.
haven't
We
had.
are not doing this.
I haven't had kinky. I haven't had kinky from Chicago in a
Mhm.
long time. So I will battle Tao for Chicago kinky.
I see. Well, before the battle happens, right, guys? Today we're talking about loyalty. If you just joined the show, today we're talking about loyalty. We're going to talk about what loyalty means to us. and we're going to have a conversation about loyalty, and we'll see whether your friends around you are loyal, and if they're not, how do you communicate your idea of loyalty to your wonderful friends? And so that's a conversation. Let us know what you think. If you're on here, just go to the chat and let us know what loyalty means to you. Talk to us. Guys, let's start with this question. What does loyalty mean to you? The question again is, what does loyalty mean to you? No, what is loyalty? To everyone, it means something different. I don't want to name names, but to some people, it means when they call you in the middle of the night to bring that is loyalty.
A bag of
Bring
cash.
what?
Bag of cash. A bag of cash.
Bringing again on my phone, sir, bringing again. That's
Eh.
loyalty. But for someone else, it's something different. For me, when we go to the restaurant and the check comes in and I pull out my wallet and you see that the card is declined, loyalty is when you slide your card under the table for me. I pick it up. I'm like, try this one. That's loyalty to me. But
No.
guys, what is loyalty to you? If talk to me. What does loyalty mean to you?
I think loyalty to me is just like unwavering commitment.
Commitment.
Be there
Mm,
through and through,
mm,
but then also being honest,
mm,
very honest with me, very very honest.
brutal.
So I don't. I mean, you can be honest without being brutal. I don't know if there's a need to be brutal, but then
Okay.
if that is what will get into my head,
Mm,
let me know. Maybe you could be honest, and I'm like, I'm not taking it, and you
mhm.
think if you add a spice to it and be very mean to it, then I'll get it. Add it and let me get it right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
I
to me,
see you.
that is what honesty is to me. I mean, loyalty is to me. You have to
Okay.
be very honest. It comes. Some people's loyalty doesn't come with honesty. It's just a commitment aspect of
Mm,
it.
mm.
But you have to be very honest with me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So to you, honesty seems to be very closely tied to loyalty. If you're going to be loyal to me, there should be
Very,
some
very close
level
to
of
it. If
interesting.
if if
Interesting.
if you're not gonna be honest, I don't know how you're loyal. Like I don't
Okay.
know how. It goes
Okay.
hand in hand for me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mr. Frost, talk to me. Talk to me.
A slow blend of honesty and integrity, and
Hmm.
and
Integrity.
and being there. Like if you're
Mm,
saying being there, right?
mm,
I'm human. I'm not perfect. If I make
mhm,
a mistake, I expect the people around me to,
mm,
Point it
because
out.
he's supposed to contribute to my growth. So if you're
mm,
not if you're
mm,
not contributing it and you're pulling me back or
mm,
whatever, then I mean, I'm sorry, I'll move on because I'm not a tree.
mm.
So if I don't like a place or something, I just
I
move.
just move. Huh.
Yeah.
You said something
So
very deep there. I'm supposed to grow. So loyalty or loyal people help you grow. They
yeah,
help you on your
yeah,
path to growth. That's interesting.
yeah.
Honesty, integrity, and helping me grow. That's deep,
Mhm.
man. That's deep. Uncle Tao. Hey, why do I keep saying I'm not gonna say Uncle Tao? Tao,
Why keep calling
talk
me
to me.
uncle, man? A 20-year-old
Tao,
man.
talk to me. I
Hey,
know, right?
hey, hey,
Yo, you
hey,
can be Uncle Tao.
hey,
But Tao,
20-year-old
before
hey.
man. How
before
did I become
before
an uncle?
Tao, before you go, right? Do you know the lovely thing? So many weeks and so many times in the comment section, you've been telling us what you think. Today, I'm super glad you're here. And it makes me believe so strongly that so many of the people
Now that
on
makes me
there, so
nervous.
many of the people in the chat are going to be here. I can't wait to have Kwame in here. Michael, I can't wait to have you on
they're
the
gonna light.
show.
They're gonna light him up.
It's going to be amazing to have
The day you have
Kwame in
Kwame, I
the
want to be
show.
on. The day you
I
have
can't
Kwame, I want to
wait.
be
To
on.
be honest, I can't wait. But Cal, talk to me. What does loyalty mean to you?
Well, as a Ghanaian, right? If you ask me something, I should define it and say it's a process
It's a
whereby,
process
right?
whereby
But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Wait, I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. What do you mean?
And
yeah,
that's
boy.
like
Didn't
that's
even
a
try to
science
prepare.
definition. The science definition.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can
You
ask
yes.
read a
Ghanaian
science
what is
textbook.
sugar.
Come on.
What is
You can
photosynthesis?
ask Ghanaian what is
Photosynthesis
sugar.
is a process
Yeah,
whereby sugar
it's a
sugar
process
is a
whereby.
process whereby
Yeah.
what is castration? Castration is a process
Yeah, it's
whereby
a process whereby.
what is
Everything is a
money? Money
process
is a
whereby.
process
But
whereby. Yeah, so Tao,
yeah.
hit us with a process whereby.
So I'll say it's a process whereby, right? And I have three keywords.
All right, all
Right?
right.
It's active, right, and
Mm-hmm.
contribution. Right.
Mm,
So let me put that in a sentence. being actively
Mm-hmm.
conscious
Mm-hmm.
and rightly contributing to someone's goal, dreams, and aspirations.
Come
Right?
on.
That is
Come
When I
on.
say
Slow it
extra.
down
yeah,
for us.
Bars,
Slow
when
it
I
down
say
bars.
for us.
active,
Hit us with that
when I
again.
say active, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so being actively conscious and rightly contributing to someone's goal, dreams, and aspirations.
Ah, damn it.
So when I say active, right? So let me use this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
If Kwesi is my friend and I say, hey Kwesi, I have a goal and a dream to build a 3 bedroom house.
Mm-hmm.
And sometime down the line, you are part of my dream. You know, you ask me about it, how's it going? You check on the status and everything.
Mhm.
And at some point, I decide, man, I don't think I got the funds for it. So I want to dump it. I want to dump it down to 2 bedroom, like 2-story building. You should know this if you are actively involved in the goal,
Mm. Mm.
right?
Mm.
Right. And
Wait,
if you are
wait.
conscious
I'm
of
I'm 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 lost here. You should inform or you should know. I mean, how do I know if you're
If
not
you're
telling?
loyal,
If
you're
you're
there through the
active, you're
you're loyal,
process,
there.
you
right?
know.
You're there.
So
You're
But
there.
then
you know
the
you're there.
person has to tell for me to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
but then I'll
guys,
come
you
to you
don't
and say,
think
no, I'll
so?
tell you. No, but
Okay.
what I mean
So
is,
so
if you
mm-hmm.
are actively involved,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be communicating with you. If you
Yep.
come back to me and say, hey, what's the status? Do a
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
status check. You would know that, dude, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think I got the funds for it. I don't think I can do a 3 bedroom, like a
Mm-hmm.
3-story building, right? So maybe I would do a 2-story building. You would
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is you being conscious too. That's part of
Mm-hmm.
the
And being
definition, right?
active. You
That's
did
part of the
say active.
Mhm.
process. Right.
Being
Yeah.
actively
And
involved, checking up, getting the
right.
status update.
Well, I don't know about active because that's like a two-way street for me. That's a
Well,
But
two-way street
if
for
you
me.
I
What
think
you mean by two-way street? I want to understand
if
Like
that.
you
I
with somebody, right? If you let me
uh-huh,
ask you a question. You're rolling, right? You're
uh-huh.
sliding for your friend, right? You're there. You know the process. You know when to say, okay, I got a plan, right? And if something happened and he can't do the 3 story, you know why? Because you're there,
you
No,
right?
and
you
he
know,
did mention
sometimes, the barrier here is with the other person, right? I could call to check in WhatsApp if the person is not fully communicating, right? You think the person is not active. Like there are certain things
I
people
don't think
just
you heard
keep
what
to
I said.
themselves, right?
If
So
I think
if
you're a
you
little
expect
confused. I think you're a little
Yeah, I
like
think
confused
if
for
you
she
what
is.
I
expect
was
someone to
saying.
be active, it's like loyalty is like what you expect from somebody, but active is like two people, like two
Yeah.
people have to involve for you to have
Right.
like an active
hmm,
something. So if
interesting.
I'm calling to like check in on you, you also have to do your
Mm.
part of communicating what is happening
Yeah, but that's
Mm-hmm.
the
real
point.
time
If
to
you call
me.
Mm-hmm.
me, if you call me
Ex-
to check
I
status
will
with
give
me,
you the
Exactly.
right? I
status
will tell
update.
you. Right.
Exactly.
That's the
Because you're
thing.
there every day. Like,
Yeah.
And
And you're
he
conscious.
mentioned it in the thing. He said you should reach in for the status update. Hey,
Right.
you told me you were going to write the GREs.
Mhm.
How far we getting the books? Well, I didn't get the books for the GREs. The GMAT books were available, so I want to switch it up to GMAT. You're making that step as a loyal
Yep.
friend. You're taking that step to check in.
Yep.
Bravo, bravo.
Yeah,
What's
right.
your status?
Yeah, like if you so example, right? I have certain friends or brothers,
Mhm.
right? That if I say, "Yo, I just bought a Benz," they'll be like, "Dude, really? How are
Mm,
you even able to afford that?"
mm,
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they know, they
What's
know
happening?
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So I
Yeah.
think that's
mm,
what I was saying. That if you
Yep.
say
Yep.
something, they'll be like, they'll look at you
mm,
like, "Oh, wait,
Yep.
so when did you get his money?" Right?
mm.
Because
Yeah.
Ah,
they're always there. You guys are
Yep.
talking and
Yep.
sharing
mm.
ideas and plans. Like, yeah.
Man, I had three. I had
Yeah,
three
you just said
keywords. This is only
active.
one.
Let's go with the rest, and then we can dive into some of the comments.
Okay.
Okay.
What
All
is the
right. Well,
other thing?
the next one is right. Like
Mhm.
you being right, you rightly contributing, right?
Contributing.
So
Hmm,
maybe more like those two words maybe overlap. So I'll just explain it.
hmm,
If let's go back to the 3-story build, like 3-story building, right?
Okay.
If I told you I want to build a 3-story building
Mhm.
and you know how much, you if you're a lawyer, you know me, right? And at some point I come to you and I say, dude, man, I got these 2,000 cities, right? I need to buy maybe 50 bags of cement. I don't even know if you can buy that. But guess what? I think, dude, I got some really good odds, man. Kwesi cooked some really good odds. I think I can double that money.
Odds. As in
Yeah,
bet.
odds. Yeah, bet.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I can double that money if I bet, right? If you are loyal to me, don't be fun fooling. Don't fun fool, bro.
hmm,
Tell me, dude, you got
mhm.
50% chance of losing this money, and that could negatively impact the project.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
should be telling me, dude, I don't think you should do that. Let's focus. Invest the money in the project
No.
because you got a
Not
50-50
tell,
chance
not
of
tell
winning.
you, knock you on the head and say,
Right? Yeah, knock
knock
you
you
on
on
the
the
head and tell you, dude,
head.
don't do that. Right? That's what to me. That's loyalty,
Hmm.
active and rightly contributing to my goal,
Mm. Mm.
dreams and aspirations. That's it. Don't fall fool.
Mm.
Don't be blind. Don't be blindly loyal.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
Blind loyalty is bad.
I am going
Blind
to write
loyalty is
that down.
bad.
We're going to talk about that next. Blind
Blind
loyalty.
loyalty is
Don't don't
really
don't
bad.
don't fan fool me. I like that one. I like that
Yeah.
one. Don't. I come to you. I'm like, I got some odds on Manchester United against Man City. I'm gonna put, 2 grand on Man U
Right,
winning 6-1. You're like, oh yeah, of course. No,
bro.
dude, come on.
You
That's not
already know.
right.
Me, I'll
That's
ask you.
not
I'll
right.
ask you. Me, I'll ask you. Are you slow? Are you slow?
Interesting, but I see some overlap. And Tao, I'll let you move on to the next one, right? But I
No,
see
I'm
some
done.
overlap
I'm
between
done. It's
you
rightly
and
contributing. I'm done.
okay, but there's an overlap between you and Kwesi's definitions, right? Help me grow. When I come to you with dumb ideas, that's not going to help me grow. That's not going to take us to the next step. That's not going to help me get closer to my goals. As a loyal friend, then if fear comes in, I expect some loyalty, honesty. Call me, put my feet on the ground. Sometimes we get so carried away with our ideas.
Yeah.
We build all
Right.
these fantasies, and our feet
Mm.
is highly firmly planted in midair. We're just flying. Loyal friends will bring you back down to earth.
Wait,
Dude,
I think we are missing
stop.
something here.
Mm-hmm.
So what if someone comes to tell me, "Oh, I think, I'm going to cook something, some odds or whatever." Right? And
Mhm.
I think it's going to work, right? To me,
Mhm.
I'm being on my whole mind and being very honest, brutally honest. I
Mhm.
look at the odds, I'm like, you could win some money with this, but you have a 50-50 chance of losing it. But I think this is more likely to win than to lose. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Now when
I'm
you've been
being
losing
very
15 weeks straight.
honest.
Now
Like
when you've
in
been
my
losing bets 15 weeks straight, I'll knock you in your head.
If yeah, but do you know the thing? I'm seeing a pattern emerge. You see, because you're a Man City fan, you think odds are great. The Chelsea fans are not going with that. The two
Yeah.
Chelsea fans are like,
Oh
let's
my
take.
Oh
God.
my god!
I
Shots
left the chat.
fired!
I left the chat.
Fine.
I love
Shots
this.
fired!
I love
Shots
this.
fired!
Guys, let's dive into the comments. It looks like the comment section is popping today. What's Timothy saying? He's waving at us. Timothy, welcome to the show. Rashid, we already read that comment.
Timothy is my brother.
Oh,
Oh.
Timothy, your brother. Timothy, welcome to
Yeah.
the show, man. Welcome to the show. Nanama is saying what? Fire. Towers on fire. Yeah, he is. Timothy is laughing. Timothy, welcome to the show. And if you've not done that yet, leave a like on the show. Share it with your friends. Invite more people in. And if you've not subscribed yet, come on, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. We're on every Sunday. We're here cooking the sauce. Quincy is always in the chef in the kitchen, just stirring the pot, getting it lit, guys. welcome, and hit those buttons. They go out to help the channel a lot. Quincy, I got money on Tao. That's the rap battle.
You're gonna
People
lose
already placing their bet. And yeah, this is where the
Now when Kinky is on the line.
so you mean Rashid needs loyal friends so that he
Yeah.
doesn't take some of these bets.
Yep. Rashid need Tao as a friend.
Well, I
Knock him
see.
on the
I
head.
bet on myself.
Michael is asking, am I late? Michael, you're
Always
not
late.
Michael,
He's gonna
you're
be
not
late to
late.
his own funeral.
Hi everyone, I salute you all. Hi Dachahine, we hope you're doing well. If you're a boy, I hope you're taking note. Dachahine is back. 3
Oh,
weeks
right.
in a row. 3 weeks in a row. Dacha is on a roll. Welcome back, Dachahine. We see you, brother. Timothy is saying we just started. Michael is saying thank you. Okay, Michael said something. In Logic's words, if you're a man and you cheat and tell your partner, fool, some
Oh my
honesty
God.
must be with yourself. I would
Mm.
not even touch that one. Evelyn is here. Evelyn is saying Uncle Tao. Uncle Tao has been officially suspended from the show. We're back to Tao.
Retire that name.
Loyalty. Yeah, you made a mistake.
It's when you are able to hold to my secret,
To your secrets.
either in my presence or in my absence. That's interesting. That's another way. Like if I
That's
tell
not
you
no,
something,
no, no.
no, no, no,
I
but
don't
See,
agree.
this secret thing, right?
let's see
That
something.
no,
Let me
that's
ask something.
integrity, though. That's integrity,
Let me ask
right?
something to him. Again, this is
Uh-huh.
the definition of loyalty to him. If I come and
Mm-hmm.
confide in you about
Mm-hmm.
something, hey, this is something I want to do. I want to build a 5-story building. Whether I'm there or not, I want that to stay with you. Not Kwesi comes and tells me, hey, I want to put up this project in Ghana. Listen, I got the funds and everything. Then tomorrow I'm on space. Hey, Kwesi is coming to Bolo. He's coming to build a 3-story building. No, no, no. That's not loyalty. When I
As
talk
long
to
as I
you,
can share that, as long as I can share
whatever
that
it
secret with my
is,
wife, I'm okay with that.
okay,
My
okay,
wife is watching.
okay,
Wait, my wife is
Well,
watching right
well,
now, and you know,
okay.
every
well.
time someone tell me something, I tell them, "Hey, keep it a secret." But my wife is now. I'm telling my wife, I can't wait to
I
tell her.
mean that's understandable. That's if you're
Okay,
Somebody
married.
yeah. If you're
said,
married, that's
If you're
something
married,
else.
you guys are one.
But
you
So
guys
that
Okay, all
listen,
right.
somebody
Hey,
said,
mhm.
Kwame,
whatever
I can keep
story
that
you
secret.
tell, you tell a married man or woman, that will be their bedtime story.
Oh
So
yeah,
don't think you're telling one
absolutely.
person is taking
You're
from one
telling
person.
two, of
Eh,
course.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's
But
normal.
but
That's
but
normal.
again,
Yeah.
and before we move on quickly, Datin, I have a little advice for you. If you want to keep a secret, keep it with yourself. Don't expect people to be carrying that thing to their grave. It's too
Yeah,
much
that's too
pressure.
much
That's too much
expectation,
pressure.
right?
pressure.
Yeah,
If
Keep
you
too
it
much
want
for the
something to
pressure.
be secret,
person.
just zip it. Like sometimes they're like, I'm telling you this, don't tell anybody. Like that
Keep
is the
it.
definition of you.
Keep it
So
to
yeah,
Yeah.
yourself.
people are not agree with you,
My
Datin,
brain
and are you
capacity
here?
is full. I can't keep anymore.
Yeah. Yes, Tao is a 20-year-old man, so young and not allowed to drink.
Thank you,
Yet
Rashid.
he got bars. Yep. He
Ish.
definitely got bars. And Rashid, you're always dropping some deep,
Yeah.
deep bars on the show. Dachin is saying deep, deep Tao. Yeah, Tao definitely dropped some gems on us. Tao has a good voice for radio. Oh, and TV
Ish.
too.
That
That's
that was
Yeah,
gonna
surprisingly.
host the
you
Casa
guys,
tribe.
bro.
I
Yeah,
have a
very
record
soon, very
label,
soon
by
he's
the
going to
way.
he's going to definitely
No,
host the show
no.
sometime
I'm looking
because
It
for
will be
talent,
boring. I can't
guys.
host. I
you
can't host.
sure?
You can
We'll see
host.
about that. Timothy is saying, you know, right? Kojo, where's your cap? Kwesi and Tao are killing it with their caps. My doctor
Yeah.
says I can't wear a cap. You know, my forehead doesn't fit in any cap. Like they would have to measure it. And so I go with AY, capless. You know, we have to split it 2-2, capless and caps. Erama
That's a
Danifama.
interesting last name.
Erama Danifama is saying, deep, deep, deep Tao. I agree with you.
That's
Loyalty
my
is
sister.
key and show some
Oh,
Oh,
concerns.
Tao got a whole
Tao,
gang
you
here.
brought the gang in, and that's
you
amazing.
did.
Again,
They
if
about
you're
they
new,
about to jump us.
if you're new to the show and you've not done that yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that
And
like button, share it
share.
with your friends, let them all come in. This is the Casa Podcast, and today we're diving into loyalty. Loyalty. Rashida is saying today you have said it all with the definition of loyalty, but I relate with Tao's definition of process of
It's a process. It's a
loyalty.
It's a
process. It never
process very
ends.
off. You people should
Yeah,
stop
it's
this.
a process.
If
Yeah,
yeah,
why it's a
what if you
process.
did not go to school in Ghana, you don't know
I
this.
didn't go
But
to school in Ghana to
anything
say.
is what is algebra? Algebra is a process whereby we
Yeah,
use
it's a
X and Y
process.
to confuse students.
A
Everything is a
processing.
process, and it's the whereby for me. It's the whereby for me.
Yeah, whereby.
Whereby kills it. But guys, we've talked about loyalty, and in the definition, something came up, and I want us to get back into it. We've all talked about what loyalty means to us, but we did make a distinction: blind loyalty. Clearly, there's we all have some ideas. So I'm gonna go back to Tao first. Tao, when you say blind loyalty, what is it, and how do we guard against it? How do we guard against blind loyalty? One, what is blind loyalty, and how do we guard against it in ourselves and even in our friends? How can we put some of these things to test and know that, listen, these people are being loyal to a fault?
Yeah, I think social media has made it easy for people to kind of build,
Mm.
a community for themselves, right? And
Mhm.
so it gets to the point where this person has this image on social media. They don't really
Mm.
know him personally, but they build
Mhm.
that image, and people just become loyal to it. Whatever they say
Yeah.
Mhm.
goes, right? Whatever they say
Mm.
goes, even though it's bad, right? And if you go
Mm.
on Twitter, they use this word a lot, fun fooling. Right,
Mhm.
I think I said it earlier, and so
Mhm.
I think whatever the person says goes. They can just say whatever, they can just do whatever, right?
Mm.
It basically just lacking authentic loyalty. That is blind
Mm.
loyalty,
Mm.
because they just know you by what you show them on social media, and
Mm.
they just says, yeah, whatever this person says goes. But when you actually meet them,
Mm.
you realize that it's different.
Mm.
And I think what actually what makes it hard is that this is mostly initiated by the people that that demands it. So like what I mean by that is if I'm on social media and I build this community for myself and I realize that
Mm,
they all kind of are loyal to me, I'm not going to
mhm,
show you my true identity, right? And so with that, in that case, I mean, when you ask how do you guard it, I'm
mhm,
gonna keep guarding that blind loyalty because that keeps
mm,
me going,
mm, hmm,
So
right?
do we blame the people because that is what they see, right? If I'm being loyal to a friend, the friend
Hmm.
has shown me to be a good person. They say good things. They try to be there, all the things that I want. But on to somebody else, the person is a shitty person,
mm,
right? I
Hmm.
don't see that side of the
mm,
person. What I see is what the person shows me,
mm,
and to me, I'm loyal to the person.
hmm. Interesting.
Am I to
No,
be
I agree with you.
blamed?
No, you're not. I mean, I agree, and I think that is why I was. It was. I mean, that's what I was coming to, right? In Kojo's second question as to how do you guard it, I don't think you can.
Mm,
If you've already built that image on social media and people become loyal to that, you just can't.
mm,
You just got to
mm,
keep it going because
mm,
I mean, you become addicted to that image and the loyalty you get out of it.
mm.
Cloud.
Interesting. Now,
Cloud
now,
is a hell of a drug.
Yep.
there are a lot of complications here, and if you are rightly pointed out to one of those things, and it makes I'm going to do something here. If you don't kill me, I think social media in particular makes the divide between the OG original loyalty and the definitions of loyalty and the Gen Z definitions of loyalty
Let's not
Mm.
very
do this.
distinct.
Click, click,
Let's
click.
let's not go
Let's
here.
do it. Let's go there.
And
Let's not go
I am
here.
going to sort of work with that in terms of blind loyalty. And I before I dive in, I think Prime sent in something and it's rather interesting. He says, but blind loyalty is the true meaning of loyalty if you
Hmm.
entwine it with honesty. And so again,
If you
That's a
don't
OG
intertwine it with
that's the
honesty,
That's why
that's the mafia loyalty.
good,
that's why it was
good.
hard for me to
Right.
answer
So the
your second
OG
question.
loyalty, it can
Uh-huh.
be two things: loyalty to a cause or loyalty to a person.
Yeah.
Loyalty to
Yeah.
a cause or loyalty to a person. That's OG
Mhm.
loyalty. And so in the OG, like Chrissy mentioned, mafia loyalty, loyalty to the family. Whatever I
Yeah.
can do to be there for the family, genuinely be there. If in the middle of the night a brother calls me, my friend, I need this done. You get it done. That to them was loyalty. And Prime highlighted something which has been the bedrock of our conversation: honesty, being honest to the people you're loyal with. And I think when it comes to the art of being there, being loyal, it can be OG. But then if you add honesty to the mix, where
it changes.
I
Yeah.
can help you get out of this. I'm an account. I made some errors, financial errors in my accounting books, genuine errors. I caught Tao. I might get in trouble for this. Can you help me out? He's like, listen, I'm gonna help you out, but this is how to avoid this. Next time, just report this. Let's do this. This is the right way.
Yep.
You don't only get me out of the jam I'm in. You're not just giving me fish, but you're teaching me to fish so that I don't keep getting into some of those things. That can be real loyalty, in my opinion. But the Gen Z loyalty is the likes and the retweets and the
Don't do
hashtags.
this.
And,
Okay.
and
I
these
don't
days,
I don't want us to go there
So you claim you're
because
not a
every
Gen Z, but every time we talk about Gen Z, you get so defensive.
no, I mean
She is Gen
What's
Z.
going
She is
on?
a
somebody
Gen Z.
somebody has to make a
a
case for
case
them.
for them. So you're going,
Exactly.
why wouldn't you just let them come and make their case?
No, I'll be
Oh
I'll
boy.
be the person that makes the case.
Okay,
So
let's
I
hear
don't know why
for the
people
Gen
think
Zs.
Gen Zs are the most out of pocket
We
generation. Like
don't
they
think
don't
that.
They are.
respect, they don't
They
know what
are.
loyalty is. The only thing with Gen Z is they don't take BS for
Hmm.
more than five
That's
seconds.
one way to word it.
Yeah.
That is just it. But the OG, as Kujo put it, rightly put it, they want loyalty and loyalty without question. I want
Hmm.
this done. This is what I want done. I
Hmm.
want this done. This is what I want done. That is, if you think about it carefully, that is what loyalty actually is.
Mhm,
Being there for the person,
mhm,
commitment, like unwavering commitment. You are there through and through. That is what loyalty is. But in knowing we are humans,
hmm,
people can stomach some BS that you do. You don't make mistake and expect somebody else to deal with it.
Hmm.
If you want someone to be loyal to you, make sure that whatever you making them stomach is something you can stomach yourself, something you can live with. Like
Hmm.
someone was like, "Oh, I have a secret. Don't tell anybody." If you could keep it, you would have shut your mouth up. You can
You
keep
won't
it, so
come
you're
and tell
bringing it
me.
to me. Oh, keep.
Hmm.
I'm not
That
keeping.
that is wonderful. AY, that is a
I'm not
deep thing you
keeping.
just dropped on us. That's a
So
deep thing
if
you're
you
dropping
think
on
you
us.
want loyalty, whatever you are putting on another person's shoulder, that is a big
You
work.
should.
Like you want someone to be there for you, do
Hmm.
everything for you. Make sure whatever you put the person through, they can actually stomach it. They can go through it.
Hmm.
Something they can do it.
Hmm.
That makes you you consider the person. Like I'm being loyal to you. Think about me too.
Hmm.
And that's the only difference between OG and like we put ourselves first. I'm honest. I'm not
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
stomach
Gen
this.
Z's, yeah, you definitely put yourselves first.
Yeah, she basically just said Gen Zs are weak.
No,
No, but AY,
no,
you did bring up
That's what it
something, and
is.
no.
I want us to dive into something AY brought up. I think in discussing loyalty, we have to be honest with ourselves. There's a cost to loyalty, and the cost to loyalty, there are seen cost and unseen cost. And one of the unseen cost is the fact that whatever you're expecting of the other person, could you give yourself? Right? If I want Kwesi to wake up in the middle of the night and come help me push my car, am I ready to wake up in the middle of the night, go help him push his? Loyalty is a two-way street.
Yep.
To be able to
Mhm.
have loyal friends, you should be a loyal
Mhm.
friend,
You
Mhm.
should.
right? You can't demand loyalty from people when you're going to cut
Yeah.
them loose and skedaddle, right? You can't do that. And so there's a cost to loyalty. Building true loyal relationships, like AY was saying, whatever you want me to keep secret, you have to be ready to keep that kind of thing secret. And so if you're going to tell me your stuff and tell me to keep it secret. Try being
Right,
loyal to
man.
yourself.
I
And
hate
so,
people that do that.
before we go demanding loyalty from others, we should have demanded loyalty from ourselves and pass the test. And so, when we're holding other people to the standards we hold ourselves, then we're not being, you're not being pointless. There's a point to it. I hold myself to this standard. My friend should be held to this standard. I would be there for my friend. I would give the clothes off my back to my friend. So then I can expect them to give the clothes off their back to me. And so loyalty can always, there's some cost to loyalty. You don't just go
Yeah.
about expecting loyalty from people and be the most
Mhm.
disloyal person. Like,
Like don't do things that
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
do
take from
for others.
somebody else and then expect
That,
them to be there.
that's deep.
Oh, when the person ditches you, are like, oh, you're unloyal. Why did you do that? You know I cannot go through this. I cannot do it. Like I can't do it. You put me
That's
through here and you
mhm.
expect I can't do it. This is my
Hmm,
limits. You know, as friends that we've
hmm,
been through and through. This is something I cannot do. I can't jump into the ocean
hmm.
and then we're on a yacht. You're like, oh, let's try. I'm not trying this. Bye.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave
Okay.
you. And
Okay.
they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
you
then I
didn't go
said,
through
yeah,
and
but
through
then
with
I said
me.
I need someone that's ready to die for me, though.
Die.
Hey,
I'm not
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I promise.
hey.
Jesus Christ will not even die the
Is that the
second
kind
So
time.
of
you're not,
loyalty
so
you
you're not
want?
loyal. So you're not loyal.
Okay,
I'm
this one
loyal.
day I'm not loyal. I only have one life. I
So
can't
you're
use
not
my
loyal.
life to be doing loyalty to people. I can't die for anybody. Like I'll be the first to admit I don't die for people. Like
Mhm.
like who
Get
does that?
get somebody else to do it, huh?
Get
Exactly.
somebody else.
Like
Get
you can take
somebody
your
else.
loyalty down the street. Like nah, that's not my jam. But
Yeah.
definitely we should definitely think about that. I think as we discuss loyalty, as we think about loyalty, we should start looking at ourselves first. The person who is going to be most loyal to you, you want honest feedback, you want growth, you want things that are going, you're responsible for that. There's some people who just go about making error after error, mistake after mistake. Sometimes you're like, Kwame, now you did the same thing last week. Like you're constantly repeating them. Like, how can I be loyal to this? No, you are responsible. Like the loyalty starts from you. The man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror is the first line of your loyalty. If you're not loyal to yourself, don't expect me to be loyal to you. If
Yeah.
you're out there gambling your house money away, you don't come and tell me I want to build 2 stories. Should I go and stake bet? Of course.
And I don't want you
I
guys
should be
saying
go ahead.
I don't want you guys saying Gen Zs don't have loyalty. I don't think
Oh yeah,
anybody,
they do. They
Oh,
they
we're
show
back
they
here
show their
again.
loyalty in the
generation.
likes
Yeah, I
and
know, right?
retweets.
We're back there
Again
again.
on Instagram, they give you
We're
two
back
likes and they think
here.
they go and like three of your pictures and they're like, "Oh, I'm loyal." Oh,
Yeah.
how do you know him?
Mhm.
Oh, he liked all my pictures on Instagram. He's so loyal.
I know people that will like everybody's pictures before they post theirs because they expect you to like theirs back.
Yep.
That's a mental health issue. No,
Chris,
I don't know why you
Christopher.
guys are laughing. I even know it was no. It's
I
not
know
funny.
it's not. Yeah, it's not
Like
funny.
some of our people, brothers, sisters, friends, they need help, right?
Yeah,
Certain things doesn't make any sense. Like, does it make sense? It doesn't make sense,
yeah,
right?
it does.
No.
Yeah. So
No, that is not
that's an
unique to
issue for
that is
another
not
day.
unique to
Like,
Gen Z. That
I
that
never
guy
said
that is
that.
not
that
Though.
I would
I
unique
never
agree.
said
I
that.
would
to
agree.
Gen
It's not.
Z.
It's not
I
unique to
never
Gen
said
Z.
that. I
Yeah.
never said.
But
Uh,
yeah, it's very interesting what Chrissy said. Some people before the was it Tao who said it before they
Tao
post a
said
picture,
that.
they go and like everybody's pictures just so that they would. Again, a lot of people are addicted to the dopamine these things give them, right? Like, oh
Hmm.
come on, I have 100 likes, I have 200 likes. Like, come on, get a life, grow up.
My
It's not
friends,
that
but I
deep.
don't know this whole. So I mean, let me chip in what I think about this whole blind loyalty thing, right? I think that when it comes to blind loyalty, a lot of people have it, right? And let's take it off social media. People have loyalty to people just for the pure fact that they share last names with them.
Mm.
You have family members that probably don't even like you, right?
Dude, you're
But
shaking this table, bro.
You
you
shaking the
share
table, man.
no
The
no no
table
you
has
share
just one leg.
You
They
shaking the
right?
just
table.
decided to shake
No
it.
no no no.
The
Don't come for
table
And we can
has
me.
put this
one
and
leg.
we can put
Don't
this in
come for me.
different
I'm coming
categories.
for you.
Yeah, we can put this in different groups, right? Either like when it comes to you share last name with them because you're family, right? So you have loyalty.
Hmm.
Um, you went to high school with them, you've been whatever, you know them since high school. Another buying loyalty comes in. But your neighbor, like everybody has that thing, right? And the family thing is like the biggest one that I see. There are people that won't do anything for you, right? But expect everything from you. And there are people that they are loyal to. I'm loyal because it's my brother, but your brother is your problem. Maybe your brother is your problem, right? That's the one that's the dead weight that's sink making you sink. Like it is your. And I'm not saying go beef with, like we have to be matured enough to know that I don't have beef with you. I don't have a problem with you, right?
Hmm.
But I need to get away from you so I can grow,
Hmm.
Hmm.
right? Because you it's like you have the chain, they have the chains on your leg, and that chain is what I said, like a last name is your brother, your cousin, your roommate, your neighbor, your golf buddy, whatever, your swole bro from the gym. Like you got to see people for who they are, not who you want them to be,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
It's okay. Maybe I left weight with you on Tuesdays through Saturdays, right? But that doesn't mean I want to share my intimate plans with you
Mm.
because we are not on the same wavelength,
So I
right?
think when you started off, I was a bit worried with how much you were shaking the table, but you ended on a very wonderful note, and I think you're saying something I wholeheartedly agree with. Right? Um, we have to take stock and review loyalty. It's
Yeah,
not a
yeah, yeah.
one-time thing. It's not like, oh, because we're born into the same family, I'm going to be loyal to you till I die.
No,
If
no, no.
we are going to talk about growth, if we're going to talk about positively, actively, rightly contributing to your development, the fact that we share last names shouldn't be the end all and be all, right? We have to constantly take stock, right? And it's not just with loyalty, it's not just with, it's almost with everything. If you're not growing daily, you're dying, right? So yes, we
Mhm.
could be buddies in the gym. We could have gone to the same great. We should have gone to the greatest school in the world, Prempeh College, and we have those bonds. But
Let's be
if you're not
serious
helping
right
me
now.
grow,
Greatest school where?
if you're a boy, if you're a boy,
Let's
let
move
it go,
on.
let it
Yeah,
go. We know, right? Prempeh College, we might have forged those bonds, but loyalty doesn't mean that if you're actively being a detriment to me. You're being the
Mm-hmm.
anchor that's holding me down. I can't cut you off. I could have
There
been
you
loyal
go.
to you last week, but today you're not very helpful. I can't
Mm-hmm.
expect some things from you. You can't be the person I want you to be. And Kwesi, you like you said, look at people for who they are, not who you want them to be. Oh, I might have wanted Amina to be the most loyal,
Yeah, because you
wonderful,
grew up with them, right? So you have this
but
image in your
but
head
it's
that,
not. And
oh,
so I
they
completely
should
get
be
it.
this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you
Like,
shook that table just a little. Don't come for family. For family, it's Ometa. It's Ometa. For me, that's the code. Ometa is the code. Like, listen, we ride and die with the family,
But
man. We
wait,
ride and
so it
die with the
means that
family.
I can be loyal to someone on Monday and then on Saturday
Right. Part-time loyalty.
It's understandable.
is is
Understandable.
that
What we don't like
loyalty?
is
No,
flip flopping.
no,
It's
What
hell
the
no. I
flip
what
don't
flopping.
agree with that.
If you're loyal today and you're not loyal, don't come back and be loyal and then don't be no. Make your decision and stick with it. Like if honestly, and it doesn't even matter the time. Like it could be years, it could be weeks, it could be days. If at a point you take stock of your life and you realize this is not going to help me get to the next level, so I'm going to walk away from it and commit. For me, it's a commitment, like you mentioned,
mm-hmm.
commit. If you're going to walk out of my life, please keep the shoes on and keep walking. Don't go today because that at that point I can't trust you. I can't rely on
That's
you.
dangerous.
If you're there on Monday, not there on Tuesday, back on Wednesday, not there on Thursday, like come on, we don't. That is what I don't want. I don't want friends that are like draft boards, checkerboards. Like I don't want white, black, white. If you're black, be black all the way. If you're white, be white all the way. And if at any point in life you think, okay, Kojo, you're not the person for me. I don't think you. Please move on. Like skedaddle. Let's go. And it's nice because again, we always talk about the rocket analogy, right? When rockets are being projected into space, they're propellers, right? At a point, they fall off. It's fine. There's some people who are supposed to get you out of the stratosphere. They fall off. There are certain heights you can't attain when you bring all your ground one friends
We
with you.
can't take the whole squad,
Like,
man.
you can't. Yeah, we started from the bottom, but sometimes not the
Everybody
whole
can go
squad
to the
can get to
top.
the top. You know, it's a pyramid.
Yeah,
Sometimes some fall off,
yeah,
and it's fine. And
yeah.
there are some people in my life I know I'm in their life for a season, and in that season I'm going to be as loyal as possible. But when we're in the field and I'm the fertilizer and you're the maize, and I'm loyal to you, it doesn't mean when you're being packed into the sacks and being taken to the factory, I'm going to follow you. There's sometimes it's like my job here is done.
Yep,
Good
yep,
luck.
yep, yep.
And it's not even disloyalty at that point. There's also very amicable separation. Like we're good in class
Mm-hmm.
one, but now we don't have a lot in common when we're in master. So you go do entomology, I'll go do biochemistry. We good? We good. It's not disloyal, I think. There's sometimes terms
Okay,
come to an
so
end.
so I got a submission, right? And I feel
Mm,
like I might have an explanation to why maybe someone could be a part-time lawyer, like part-time loyal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the way our communities are set up now, we used
mm,
to all be. And I know if you've lived in Kumasi before, you probably know where even when your parents or your grandparents had a lot of money, they will build a big building, maybe five-story buildings, right? And they live at the top, and they still rent down the bottom for like for other people to
mhm,
rent.
mhm,
And so we all kind of lived in the same house, and so it was easier for us to be in each other's lives. But now where we are in this generation where that's why we are constantly pursuing new things, and so you could start off life with someone in Kumasi, and
mhm,
then all of a sudden the person decided to go to Accra to seek
mhm,
greener pastures. The person, back to my definition here, the person cannot be actively involved in my dream.
mhm,
Yeah.
In that case, I don't know if I can blame the person for saying you're not
I think
loyal.
that's understandable,
That's
though.
mm.
And
Yeah,
understandable.
now, right?
life
Oh, okay.
happens.
So if that's understandable, that's the kind of life we all live in now.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, Quincy,
Mm-hmm.
you used to live in Chicago, right? You moved
Mm-hmm.
out. So if I was in your life, maybe you were planning something, I was actively checking
Mm-hmm.
it. I come to your house to check up on you. Now you
Mm-hmm.
moved to Texas, and so now I don't even know how I'm going to be proud of it anymore. So
mhm,
that's
Yeah,
just how it is. So that's the reason why.
we could talk, right? I mean,
But I
I
can,
think
but I can be actively involved in, because if I advise you on something, you can just go ahead and do the
do
mm,
opposite.
the opposite. Do
mm,
the opposite.
So
Yeah,
I
and
think that's the reason why loyalty to me, and maybe I'm going to introduce another topic here. Is loyalty is kind of lost at this point. The
It's
deep loyalty is
mm,
lost. It
it's
is.
not
It's lost.
lost. I
and
don't
again,
think
let's
so.
have that conversation. I think their opinions. Tower think it is. If yeah, you don't think it is,
I
why
don't
don't
think
you think it's
loyalty is
lost?
lost.
What
I
makes you
think
convinced it's not?
I think we should understand that
Mhm,
the different compartments in our lives, right? So at a
mhm,
point you're in high school, you have people, you move to the uni, you have
mhm,
different set of friends.
Mhm,
You move out
Mhm.
to uni to grad school, you have the, it's not like it's lost. At every stage there are different people in your life and different requirements.
hmm.
It's not lost, it's just
S-
change.
So I think that
So
the
the
No,
old
parameters, no, but
person,
the parameters laid out again.
right.
Tower didn't say loyalty was lost in a vacuum. He set up the, society is changing, society
Mhm.
as we knew it, the 90s and the early 2000s, how society was set up, that close knit. It takes a
Yep.
village to raise a kid. If I'm living in the same compound house with Tao and Duke comes running in being a mess, I'll be like, hey, your dad's not back home from work,
Yep.
but come here, two spanks, pick that,
Yep.
don't do that again. But today we're changing, society is not set up that way, right? And so not
it
so that
doesn't mean it's lost.
It
The
is.
fact that the person is not like actively like physically there to do what they used to do initially does not mean they are not loyal to you.
Tao, are you saying some of the
I'm gonna put my
meaning it's
definition here.
lost, right? Like
But if
some
it's
of the
being active,
value or some of the meaning or the value of loyalty is
So
being that I
let me
agree
go
with,
back to my definition again.
right?
Being actively conscious,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're out, right? If you're out, if you're not like around me,
Mm-hmm.
you can't be conscious of my goals.
hmm, you
You
could
can't.
communicate. You see, when I talked
Yeah.
about active, when you talked about active,
I
that was
mean,
in a
now
pushback.
we also
Like we
live in
live in a different kind of
a
world that
different
you
world,
don't have
so
to be physically present to be
hmm,
actively involved
we
in
can be on
somebody
Zoom
else.
calls, bro.
Zoom,
interesting.
I do swim
FaceTime.
lessons
I know.
over
So
Zoom.
the
Okay, okay,
argument is,
forget the
so
swim
if
That's
yeah,
thing.
not loyal to
am I
me.
getting your argument? If your argument is we move from brick and mortar households to a social virtual household, that if you
Hmm.
still wanted to be loyal, if you wanted to actively
You
participate in
would
someone's
be.
life, you can be. And so the means has changed, the spirit of loyalty, the embodiment, what it means to be loyal might not have changed, but the tools with which, like you said, Kwesi moved. He might have been in Chicago with you. Now he moved to the South, right? But if you wanted to, these days people stay on FaceTime calls. They like homes are connected, like smart cars. Like Kwesi sits in the car on the drive to work. Hey, call Tao, and then you have that 5 minute chit
Hey,
chat.
hey, 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 hey! Hey! Please, please, please.
What?
What did I
My
do wrong?
car takes 2 minutes to start. I don't have that hey call towel feature. I don't even know what that is, man.
Kwesi, just send me the address tomorrow. I'll send a Tesla over. Like, just
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
we have to
See,
start
this is
this.
the kind of friends you need. Everybody need,
That's
Just
the
hey,
thing. But
yeah.
this is the kind of
but
friends
let
to
me
avoid. He's
let
not
me go
sending any
through.
Tesla over.
You
Avoid
let me
it.
go through some of the comments real quick, because the comment section is also popping. Kwesi, you see, I got my money on Tao. He came
Yeah.
with his family. Dominic Toretto would be very proud of
What's
this.
those movies? Fast and Furious now.
Yep. Deep Tao, deep. LOL. Nanama is just cracking up. Nanama, I have a few questions for you, but we'll get
Me
to
too.
that
Me
later.
too.
If yeah, I don't believe we need to find someone to blame on the social media loyalty argument. But as you grow, you need to reassess your definition of loyalty and how it impacts you and society. Interesting.
Mm.
If yeah,
Like that.
Kwejo, I like that too. You need to manage your expectations on the people around you. You need to be more loyal to yourself before any other person. That's another interesting angle of loyalty, and maybe I'll ask that question right at the end. There are a few things. Loyalty, you see, yourself versus another, right? Back in the day, real loyalty was putting everyone else ahead of you. And if you had told us it's changing, and I agree. For me, the way I love my skin, I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not serving a day in jail for someone. It doesn't make me a lawyer, but we can get into disloyal. We can get into some of those things. Courage is waving at us. Courage, I hope you're doing well. It's been a minute, brother. Hope you're doing really well. Michael, blind loyalty is for the strong. If you're blind, every other part of your body is heightened.
What is this, man? What?
So is your so as loyalty, hence blind loyalty.
We would have
Uh,
to come back to this word strong
Yeah,
that
I
has
think
been
so.
at this
constantly
no at
abused.
this point, Michael, some of the comments you send in, and I appreciate the comments you send in. I love you, brother, but you have to come to the studio and start explaining some of these things to us. Because I read the comment and
Can we
halfway
go
through
back to the
reading it,
comment though? He's saying your body is heightened, so as
Yeah, if
no,
you're
loyalty,
no,
hence
blind,
blind
every
loyalty.
other part of
he's
the
just
body.
talking about
I think he's
biology
talking about sensitivity,
and
right? You know how people that are blind, they're very,
when you lose some
their
senses,
senses are like,
Mhm.
they're like up. They can
Oh,
hear everything. Like I think
I
that's what
don't
Fred
know,
talking
but
about.
Kwame, you have to come into the studio. Kwame, please stop by the studio sometime and let's make the sauce. Kwesi, take off the cup because you're lying. The house
Because he
loyalty
ends
is,
line.
hey, because
No
we ain't
cap.
lying.
No
No
cap.
cap.
Okay, take off the cap.
Bad.
Bars, bro.
Bars.
The
no,
It
house
went over your
loyalty,
head. It went over your head.
it did, it did, it
it
did.
did, yeah.
Because the house loyalty is sometimes the reason why things are not going well in your life. So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
you didn't cap there,
that's fact.
Kwesi. That's what Rashid is saying. Kwame is saying, hey, terms and conditions podcast today. One, blind loyalty. Two, part-time loyalty. Waiting for the third.
Strong
That is
loyalty is a third.
there
Strong
is
Okay.
no cap.
loyalty.
Rashid is saying, Kojo, that too is fact. Do not vacillate with your loyalty. So I know what to expect. And then take the necessary action to keep myself going or to keep me going. Seth Kwanzaa. Seth, how you doing? As this is the first time I'm seeing you. And if this
That's my that's another brother of mine.
that's another brother of Tao. Today, Tao brother
How?
squad. Man, Tao, you
Yeah.
brother squad. Seth, welcome to the show. This is the Casa
Hmm.
Podcast. And if you've not done that yet, the message is scrolling down on the bottom of the screen. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Sure.
Seth, welcome to the show. Welcome to the
He's
Casa
super deep
family.
though, so good luck with that comment.
He said, "Isn't loyalty governed by objective moral, by objective moral
moral
framework?
Framework.
So that in order to require loyalty or
I
express it,
agree.
both parties must agree to the same moral framework."
I agree.
That is true.
If
Seth,
see
Is that
if
why?
we're
I mean,
moving,
is that why some groups will take an oath, right?
yep, yep.
That is
because
But
if we are
Seth,
moving bodies, right, you have to agree with me
yep,
that
Yeah,
killing
wait,
people is okay
no,
before you can move a body with me, right?
see,
that's true. That's true, right?
but
Yeah.
Seth, I just want to draw your attention to something. It's not objective moral framework. It's an intersubjective moral framework. You and I can agree on something. It's subjective, right? But both of us have to be in agreement. So my subjectivity and your subjectivity comes together to create that framework within which we operate. So if Tower and I both
Perception is
agree,
reality.
yes, both agree that Kwesi is a bad dude and has to be kicked out of the studio, it's not objective that Kwesi is a bad guy and needs to be kicked out of the studio.
It's just between the
But
two of you.
between us, our subjective understandings come together. So it becomes an intersubjective moral framework, and we operate within that. And yes, that's why some groups will hold certain allegiances and would hold certain, certain creeds, would have certain creeds, right? The Nicene Creed, Apostles' Creed, all these creeds that sects and groups and organizations have. They create a framework within which loyalty is defined. And so, in a certain group of friends, loyalty is whenever the money drops, we're splitting it even. And that's our creed. And so you're disloyal when the money comes in and you become an Ananias and Sapphira and you say, hey,
Yep.
I didn't sell any land. That's disloyal, right? And so that's the intersubjective. And Seth, that's very powerful. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Tao, I disagree with your last point. Loyalty does not need to be
To be
need
there
you to
physically.
be there physically all the time. And this is where
That's
the
me.
internet connectivity has its benefits. Just make the conscious effort to connect. And again,
But you can I,
it's your
but you can I say
opinion.
something that goes
Yeah.
back right?
Mhm.
That goes back to the objective moral framework thing we're
Mhm,
talking about,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
That's me.
mhm.
If you want to be loyal to me, we're gonna set it up. This is our framework. You have to be
Mm.
there. If you're not there, you're not loyal. That's it.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
gonna
So
move on.
And I agree
do
with
we think that when we have people become friends, right?
Mhm.
This is a conversation that needs to be had. What is loyal to you?
Yep.
What does betrayal mean to you?
Yep.
What
And
does
this is
Thanks,
why
Seth.
we're having this.
Communicate.
like
And honestly,
define it so that we understand the
if you're a
concept
boy,
we're
you hit it
working with.
right on. This is why we're having this conversation. Here at the Casa Podcast, we talk about social issues like this. And the goal is, do we need to understand loyalty? And as we're setting up our friends, as we're making our friend groups, now we know what loyalty is to Tao, right? We know what loyalty is to Kwesi. How do we communicate these ideas to our friends, the people who come around us, as we're setting up friendships? Can we set these up in the code, right? As you know, as we're going on a first date, if you really want to spend time with someone, get to know the person with an objective in mind, setting these foundations. To me, this
Yeah.
is what loyalty means. This is what I expect. Tao cannot date someone when the person is on the other side of the world, because he needs you to be there. He
I
needs
No.
stayed for
to
7 years.
But he look, he did that for 7 years.
That's why he can't do it now. He felt it, right?
Mm, mm.
He's
he
seen
Thank
it.
you.
He's
But
seen
but
it, so
but
he
I
knows what he
like that.
wants it done.
AY, going back to AY's question, how do you lay these ground rules at the beginning?
Communicate, bro. Talk,
Communicate.
talk, talk.
Yeah.
Don't just sit and
Communicate.
expect me to know how you feel. Like
Yeah.
how you really feel, bro.
Mm,
Like
mm.
holla at me. How you feel.
Interesting.
Like
And
tell me how
again,
you feel.
if yeah, boy, this what Kwesi just said is why I feel there's a big difference between the old school and the new school loyalty. No. And it's not a bad thing. And so please don't roll your eyes.
Okay.
Back in the day, people never communicated how they felt. Like people would walk around with wounds and so much trauma, and they just
Yep.
think, people thought carrying it, pushing on is a sign of being strong. But communicate. Like there are a lot of people in the past, they'll lament. You meet these OGs, they lament, oh, I gave my money to all these people and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They duped me and all that. And it's like it changes who they are, but they don't talk about it. They think, I have to toughen up. But we've realized that doesn't help. Communicate, talk to people. If something that doesn't work with you, if something rubs you the wrong way, just talk about it. Back in the day, people were too quiet. And so they created
Mhm.
definitions, blocks of loyalty that was built on everybody having. So people are very loyal to themselves, but they have big grudges. And when it explodes, heads spin. But these
Yep.
days, come on, talk to your friend. Like AY does something I don't like. I look her in the eye, young woman. That not cool. We move on. But these days, and so communicate. If you really, back in the day, even the OGs knew this. So there's a saying that a god that wants to live in you for the long run tells you what they don't like. Right off the jump, they tell you all the do nots, right? And so once you know that, we can move on. Communicate.
At least you
Talk
could
to
you
your
could
friend.
negotiate, right?
Yep.
If we can't both deal with, as the Seth said in the comments,
Mhm,
we both have to come to agreement. Okay,
mhm,
I don't like this.
mhm,
Okay, I don't also like this. If you look at it, what can we forfeit this because we want to, we are communicating to actually stay together, not to
Yep.
separate.
mm,
Okay, so
mm,
this is like I'm talking about this because let's fix this and move on from it. This is the things I want us to do. I don't like this way. I don't like it this way.
that is
So
deep.
you move on with, okay, I have an idea
Mhm,
between the two
Mhm.
of us.
mhm,
My loyalty between myself and Kojo will be different from what
mhm,
I have with my mom.
mhm,
Because when it comes to my mom, whatever thing she does, you have to back her.
mm,
Anything else, you're not loyal to her.
Mm.
But when it
mm,
comes to myself and Kojo,
That's
you have to be
moms.
honest.
mm,
That's
mm,
mom, but yeah. So to her, I'm not loyal to her.
mm,
I'm not loyal to her
mm.
because whenever she says she has the people she goes to hear that. So it's different when it
Well,
comes to her and it comes to Kojo. We deal with love
you
differently.
said something I don't want us to lose sight of, and it's so deep. It's so deep. You said we communicate
To
to
stay
build
together
something, to
and go
stay together.
forward. Yeah.
And it's so beautiful, right? Kwesi is saying you communicate. How do we get across this loyalty thing? We communicate, but there's an aim to the communication. We're not just
Mhm.
speaking to hurt each other. We're not here to tear each other down. We're communicating to build. A lot of times people want communication, but the goal of the communication is lost on them. You communicate to build. We communicate to stay together. We is that I have this saying, I love it so much. Nobody fights to leave. In a relationship, nobody ever fights to leave. People fight
Have
to
you
stay.
Some
No,
have
no,
you
no.
people
met
fight.
have you
If you're
met Gen
if
Z's?
you're leaving, you don't need. There's no need to fight. But if we're
Have you
fighting,
That's
met
true.
that means we're staying. That means we're fighting. Like you
Chrissy,
put
don't
this, I
mention Gen
like it.
Zs.
I
Oh,
like
I
that.
didn't say anything. I don't know what
No,
you
but communication should have a point. You shouldn't always just open your mouth because you want to open your mouth. There should be a
Yeah.
goal. You're communicating to, and that would guard how you communicate. That would guard the way you
Charlie,
present yourself.
media. If you put too much salt in the food, because I don't like salt, and salt can cause hypertension.
Oh my
I
gosh,
right.
eat
I'm
some
Ooh,
I'm
food,
leaving.
man.
I'm
Eat that
leaving.
food.
shaking
That
the
will do it.
table, shaking the
Quincy,
table. This guy.
I grab my bag and I'm like,
So,
I'm out
so,
of
so
here.
you guys, do you know Kwesi's first question when he ever wants to build anything with someone? What do you bring to the table? Wache or jollof or kinky? That's it. That's what he means
Uh,
by what do you bring to
if
the
you
table?
bring wache, right, that wache is a symbol of loyalty. Like when you
Mm,
bring wache to a meeting or something, right? We meet
you let
and you bring wache. That tells me you did your homework and you know you're going to meet the wache seller. So you brought wache. So that is like the prime, like the top loyalty. I mean,
you
I
know
can
what?
be bought. Bring wache, I can be bought
You can be
just with
but
wache. Yeah,
let's
with
go
a
back.
bowl of wache. Yeah.
Timothy is saying tower reps we're here.
Ish.
Seth is saying great feedback. However, our human bearings also respond to the transcendent moral framework. Think of
Hmm.
the Nazis in the 1940s. And I
Mm.
love, I'm hearing
I
a
don't.
lot of, Seth, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm hearing a lot of, what's his name? That Canadian philosopher.
Who?
Oh, he's very popular. He's on social media all the time.
Jordan
We don't
Peterson.
know.
Jordan Peterson. I'm hearing a lot of Jordan Peterson undertones, like, and not that most
He likes
philosophers
him.
use the same set of words, right? The transcendent moral framework. And one of these days, I know it's going to bore a lot of people, but when we talk about philosophy, I love these transcendental conversations and
Hmm.
arguments, right? Something that transcends our intersubjective understanding. And Seth, it's so deep. I really love the comments. Thank you so much for sending them in. The soldiers were loyal to their calling. However, they weren't loyal to the universal principles of humanity. Absolutely. And we talked about this. You can be loyal to a cause. And
Mhm.
to them, the cause was transcendent, the greatness of Prussia. And so I use Prussia because I don't want to use modern country names. But to them, there was a higher power at work, right? It's not just the leader, but the idea of Prussian might is what drove them. And so it will be a nice to have a conversation around this. I know it's not going to be very, whenever I used to talk with philosophers, I hated it. It just gets into abstracts, but
Yep.
it's lovely.
You don't know
We
where
should
he's
continue
going
this
and what you're
conversation
saying.
on PY Spaces.
Every
Michael, I agree
day,
with you,
every
but
day. That's what
Michael,
he
have
says.
your contributions here.
Every day, every
guys,
Sunday. Oh,
Michael,
let's take it to PY, blah, 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 blah. We're not taking Twitter's dead. Okay. Stay off Twitter.
Michael is saying, guys, I'm loyal to Manchester United, but I do
Hmm.
not agree with the direction of the club.
That's
Loyalty
me,
is
right there.
seen a wrong way by you guys. Kwame, let us know what
That goes
you
back to my
think.
word,
And
rightly,
yep,
rightly,
yep.
right?
Like, so let me tell you guys, so I'm loyal to Chelsea, right? And I wanted to go catch the first game in August, right? Then I saw the ticket prices and I just closed my laptop
How much were
because
they going for?
I mean the base cheapest was like 200 and something pounds,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
For
not
a
going.
260 or whatever,
team
right?
that finished
And a
past.
team that finished almost got
Fourth, right,
relegated. Like there is
right,
no way, right? And I'm loyal to a point.
bro.
Like I love the team, but I'm like no.
Dude,
Okay.
Maybe
they're playing in Chicago.
wins.
I'm not going. They're
Yeah,
playing in
win
Chicago.
some
I'm not going.
games and then you push the price up. Then I get it,
Yeah,
right? So no,
I am not going to touch this Chelsea thing with
it's
a
not.
fire a 10-foot
yeah. I don't
pole.
even know
Because
why
your
you brought
team
it
is
up. Because this
equally
guy's a
No,
bad.
hater.
let me go back to my comments. I don't want us to bring my team here. Um, Sakina Mensa is saying,
You're gonna be in trouble.
"Oh,
It's Sachina.
Sachina,
Ye-
my bad. Sachina Mensa. I
Wait, is
hope
that your wife, Tao?
No, that's my best friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay, man. I'm so happy to
you
have
have
all
your
the new
whole
Towel
family
The whole
faces,
squad
here.
they came
guys.
to.
Welcome to the Casa family. We call ourselves the
Oh,
this time, but the levels of friendship or relationship corresponds with the loyalty level. Some people go all the way for you. So you also, so you also, if you don't,
then
then
we
move
move.
on. Okay, they
Yep.
go all the way for you. So you also go all the way for them. If you
Hmm.
don't, then we move. Loyalty is backed with actions, not always verbal. And it's absolutely true. Loyalty is not something you tell me. Loyalty is something you show me.
Yeah.
Show me. Show me the money. I love that advert so much in Ghana where they're like, We've won the money, we've won the money. And the kid asks, where's the money?
I
Show
know
me
it.
the money. Show me the loyalty. Don't just talk about it. I I can be your watch it plug,
I can be
see.
a watch it plug, you
Oh
see.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm coming up. No, I'm
Nanama, be
coming.
careful.
But
Nanama, be
Nanama,
careful.
Coming.
Nana,
This
Nama,
guy, this
mhm.
guy is only loyal to Wache. So don't. Yeah.
But Nanama, let's market this real quick. She's not paying us for this ad, but if anybody needs some watch it, please hit up Nanama. She
Yeah.
makes the best watch and she delivers anywhere you are. So just
Oh,
reach out to
really?
Nanama and let's grow the business. Nanama, you're gonna get some orders from the tribe. One of these days, we're gonna have to have Nanama's watch it on the show. We'll just be eating her watch it on the show. But
Mm.
Nanama, you can be anybody's plug. And there's a saying that if you don't let the plug go and buy for you and you go and buy the wrong thing, at that point, like, listen, trust your plugs. Trust your plug.
Oh, there was a video I
I
heard. It was
told
mad
you.
funny.
I told you, let the plug go and get it for you.
And Seth is saying Tower's number one. Don't get me wrong. He is definitely number one. He brought so much spice to the show today, Uncle Tao. Thank you for
Yep.
coming on the show. Thank you for bringing the whole squad, Seth, Timothy,
You're
China,
welcome.
and all those wonderful people. Welcome to the tribe and welcome to the family. We do this every Sunday. Just hop on and have some, enjoy the conversation with us. But let's wrap up the show, right? We're going to wrap up the show, and we're going to wrap up the show in this way. I'm going to ask you guys something. It's building on the conversation on loyalty. What does it mean to be genuinely there for someone? Because Sachina said it. Most people are loyal to you and would go all the way for you, would give you the close of your back, expecting you to do the same. Sometimes if you don't, they move on. They find other friends. What does it mean to you guys to say, okay, Kwame or Michael or Tao or Ifya is genuinely there for me? Quincy, let me start with you.
Talk is cheap, man.
Talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap. Everybody
Talk
can
to me.
afford
Talk
it,
to
man.
me.
Talk
Talk
is
to
cheap.
me.
So
Mhm,
just I always say, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do,
mm,
right?
mm,
Because talk is cheap. So
mm,
yeah, you're loyal by actions. When time comes, are you gonna slide? You won't slide, right? So
mhm.
where's the loyalty here? Like it's just rah rah rah, just all you just doing rah rah rah. What they call it? Mouth basket or mouth market or whatever, right? Mouth
The-
diarrhea. Yeah, you just talk a lot, but you don't back it up. So that's
hmm,
just no. Like be there, like
interesting.
Tao said, be there, right? Not, I mean, Tao's definition is different, right? Because
Yeah,
you can't
right.
even you can't
Yeah,
even go to
right.
Texas and still be loyal to Tao. Like
No.
you gotta
Yeah.
be in Chicago to
I
be
know
loyal
just in
to Tao,
Chicago to be in his
right?
You guys
house.
are
Yeah,
acting like I'm
be
wrong, but
You
then you
gotta
go around
be
it,
in
you go
Tao's
around it, and you
house.
end up, yeah, then you end up quoting,
no,
quoting my
no, no.
information. That's
I
all
was
it is.
telling you that you can like buck it up, buck it up. Talk is cheap, so buck it up.
Yep.
That's all
Show
I'm
me
saying.
Right.
something. Show
Yeah,
me
yeah,
something. And
yeah,
and to
yeah, man.
Tao, the showing is being there. When I call you, show up. If you can't show up because you're in Chicago, because you're in Texas, I'm sorry, but I can't call you loyal. I think I
Mm.
agree with him. Like AY used to be a few months ago, she used to be there for me. When I'm hungry and I'm like, AY, is there some jollof? I just drive over. Now she moved. Now she went over to fancy greener pastures. Now she's not there for me. She's not loyal. When I'm starving, I'm starving.
That is
I
not
agree.
loyalty. I
It's
don't
not.
have to be next to you to be loyal.
Okay, then
That
ship
doesn't
me some
work like
wache.
that.
Just ship me some wache and I'll believe you.
How do you ship food? Like
We are
I'm curious.
we are going to Nanamas for
We're
watching.
all going to the Namis. But AY, does it mean to be genuinely there for someone? To you, what does that mean? How do you know someone is genuinely there for you?
When the person is pretty honest with me and
Mm,
then try to, you know, not break certain rules, but
mm,
to show they can go beyond certain things. They try
mm,
to push things around for me,
mm-hmm,
especially when times are tough. Because people have boundaries, people have rules. But if you say you're there for me and this is beyond your boundary and you're able to move things around, right? I
mm-hmm,
feel like, oh, this person is really there for me. Because then I don't see the difference between somebody just do, if you do it in your comfort zone when
mm-hmm,
you can,
Do you mean when it's Don't do it
When it's
when it's
convenient,
convenience.
I don't, I
Oh,
see it, you're trying, making effort, like it's just doing it. But
I
to really
agree. I
see the
agree with
person is
that. Yeah.
genuinely there for you is when they try to do it out of
They get,
inconvenience. Like
they
Mm,
get a
they
little
would have to move
uncomfortable to
certain
help
things
you. Yeah.
around a little to
mm,
make that work for you. They
mm,
feel like, oh, this person is really there for me. And
mm,
you don't take it for granted, of
mm.
course. It's not like the person is doing it. So you always come and like move things around for me, right? Yeah. So to
Okay.
me, if it's just a regular thing, yeah, you being a friend.
Mhm.
But to feel like you're genuinely there for me, you move things around to make things work. I feel like,
Interesting.
yeah.
Tao, let me come to you. What to
Man,
you does it mean to be genuinely there for Tao? If I want to be genuinely there for Tao, what
Be
should
in
I
his
do?
house.
oh my God.
If you're a
Yeah, well, I
boy.
was literally about to say, can we just replay your response for me? Because that was it.
You see? You
Oh.
see? You
That was
see?
Oh.
literally it.
You see?
That's probably the only time we I mean we both agreed on something on this
Mm.
on
For
the
the
show.
first time, the millennials and
Yeah,
the Gen Zs agree on something. Let's
right.
go.
No, but
Eh,
then I think yeah, I mean it's gonna be part of my definition again,
Mm,
rightly contributing to my goals. If
mm,
being I think she said it, being honest with me, right?
mhm,
Mhm.
If I'm doing something that would be detrimental to my goal, let me know,
mhm,
right? That
mhm.
is that is what I'm called genuine. Genuine, I mean that is the word, genuine,
mm, mhm,
right? Are you actually trying to help, or you just want to help? You just want to say yes. Don't be a yes man, pretty
mm,
much.
mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm. So to
That's what
you,
it is.
being genuinely there for me is don't be a yes man. And
Don't be a
I
yes
think
man. Yes.
yesterday in our conversation, I had a conversation with Tawa yesterday, and I mentioned it. I'm like, even with the show, and I'll use the Casa podcast as an example for the people who have been genuinely there for me. Prime, Tao,
Yeah.
a couple of people on the space, right, on Twitter one day. We're having a conversation, and they were telling me the things we do wrong on the show. I know a lot of them felt uncomfortable, but I'm like, that is what it means to me to be genuinely there for me. Brutal honesty, helping me grow. When we started the show, at a point, like the first 30 episodes, we get tired sometimes. We just don't want to do it. Prime is like, listen, my friend, you better go out there and record. You better go out there and do something. Like people helping you grow. Because he mentioned it right at the beginning of the show. Growth is painful. Like there's such a thing as growing pains. Like doing things even when you don't want to do it. Like even when you're
Yeah.
tired, when you're like, oh man, I can't bring myself to do this. The people who are genuinely there for you push you. They get you out of your comfort zone. If you were saying people who would go outside, their comfort zone to do something for you, and some people who would push you outside your comfort zone. Sometimes you think, okay, I can only do 80 meters in the sprint. People who are genuinely there for you would find that extra gear in you, find those buttons to push in you to let you go that 90th mile. And I'm like, I never thought I could do that. And for me, those are the people who are there for me, the people who would be honest and criticize. I taught out as an academic, we get on planes and go to conferences and tell people our work. And all we need from them is to tell us what is wrong with the work. Sometimes you spend like 5 years on a research, and when you present, you don't want people who are like, "Oh, this is wonderful." Oh, no, oh, that is wrong. You should have done this. What? How did you consider this? Things that would make you better, and sometimes those are not fun. But those criticisms, those questions, those things that make you look at the actions you're taking, critically analyze the things you're doing, those are the people who are genuinely there for you. And if you did bring up her mom, my mom does the same for me. She would rip you a new one, and she always drives us. Like, it's funny. Like I've even told the story on the show. When I was in JSS, I didn't like math a lot. But my uncle really wanted me to do well in math. So I did so well. In one semester, I got a 97 over 100. Actually, the rest of the class, the second person who got the highest got like 70 something. So I was so happy. I went that day, he came to pick me up. I had my math paper in my hand. He looked at it and he just, where are the other 3 points? Like, you
Wait.
couldn't make 100. Like, who makes a 97? And that lit up something in me that like I'm always trying to get 100. Like if I get a 99, it's fine, but my uncle is going to be like, "Where's the other one?" And it pushes you in a certain way. Like some people, some of your friends, they're there for you, but they're only there when you're smiling. When the trophy is out, when you're
Mm,
celebrating, that's why they always
mm,
have dancing feet. but it's the people who are going to be there when the lights are turned off, when you really don't want to wake up,
That's a
when you don't
Gen
want to
Z
hit that gym,
loyalty.
right? Sometimes you don't want to hit the
Yep.
gym, and Kwesi's like, my friend, you got to do it, right?
We
And those
about
things drive you. And for me, that's being genuinely there for someone, helping you grow, contributing, putting you through the pain. And the beautiful thing is sometimes there are people who would sit in the car and help you run, but then there are some people who would also jump out and run with you. And be like, you call that running? Come on, let's do this. You call that a hike?
hey,
Come on, let's go. And they
you
push you.
said you said something that caught my attention right there.
Mm-hmm.
You said there are people that will dance only when you're dancing, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of that around now,
Yep.
right? You
Tao
It's
calls
been
it
see,
there.
fanfooling.
It's been
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. You
It's
see,
been
no,
there.
but it's hiding now. Like when, and not even us. We see people that celebrities, right? They've made money. They
Mhm.
have some in the office, so they have a lot of these people around,
The
and then we
entourage.
want right, and then once in a while you hear somebody committing suicide and all blah 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 right, and we sit back and we are, oh man, they had all this money, why they come, they
Mhm.
had all this, right? People, when things are going good, it attracts, right? It's
Mm,
like flies or whatever
mm,
attract whatever, right? Or honey bees coming around, the honey sugar, like there are a lot of these people around, right? Gassing you up, like because you're dancing, so everybody's
mhm,
dancing. And then when the DJ turns the music off, right? Now let's see who's gonna dance with you
hmm,
when
hmm,
there's no music playing. So
hmm,
I that caught my attention because I've
hmm.
seen, I don't know, I see that a lot.
Yeah, a
No,
lot
that's
of
Right?
true.
that. Yep. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
I
that out
know.
here. There's a lot of that
Yeah,
out here.
yeah,
And you got to watch yourself. And
yeah,
again,
yeah,
we did talk about how you got against it.
yeah.
There's some people who only show up when the money comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're only there on the 29th. When the paycheck comes
Huh.
in, that's the only time you see them. Come on, let's go do this. Let's go ball. Let's go party. They're never there when it's time to grind, right?
Yeah.
And it's not being genuinely there. But guys, it's been a wonderful conversation. You guys have been amazing. Tao, Kwesi, and if you have just been dropping the heat on us, man.
Tao came
That
in and
that
like
comment
bam,
section has
bang,
been, yeah,
bang.
he was not punching in vain, man. He
He's
came here to
knocking.
punch.
I know he's knocking dudes out.
Came here to punch, man. I really appreciate you guys. There's a comment coming in. Closing remarks. Seem to me we all agree that we need to show up when we say you are loyal. The number the numbers on the comments section says it all. We showed up. Yes, you guys
Eh,
did show up. And I really want to extend my
Bars,
appreciation to
bars,
you guys in the
bars,
comment section.
bars.
Like today, the love in the comments have been amazing. Thank you so much, wonderful people. You've made the show. Like, again, this is why we do this. We do this with a tribe, we do this with a family. We love you people. We appreciate your comments and your suggestions and everything that comes in. It helps us get the conversation going. It adds a lot of spice to the conversation. I can't thank you enough, those of you who joined the live stream. If you were not able to join the live stream and you're watching the replay, come on, it's never too late. Leave a comment. We love those comments. And if you haven't done that yet, right from here, you can check out the Casa Podcast website,
and sure.
www.casapodcast.com. You can get all the episodes of the podcast from season 1. This is season 3, episode 23, from season 1 till date. You can get all of those things and listen to them at your pleasure. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find the Casa Podcast. That's what we do. Social issues. Nothing is off topic. We come in here, we talk about things that affect us, things around us. And I love all the new people who came in. I want to see you here next week because I'm bringing Towel back. We're running it back. We're running it back. We're running it back. Thank you so
I
much,
was just a
wonderful
guest.
people. No, 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 no. We're going to take last words from the people in the studio. AY, what are your last words? What are your last words?
I think loyalty is not lost. Require whatever you, I mean, whatever you want people to give you, give yourself. And
Mm,
then so
mm,
you understand how
mm,
much work it
mm,
takes to, to give that. Then you'll be able to appreciate it, right?
mm.
But
Nice.
then try and also define boundaries, define what loyalty means to you, and be able to communicate it to your
Mm,
friend,
mm.
the person you're talking to, your family. If you can't take BS for more than 5 seconds, you say at the fourth second, I'm out. Be very
Shortest
honest.
BS
Hey,
threshold.
if you want to talk to people, talk to
Talk
them
to them direct.
directly. Don't
Talk
go
to them direct.
drop names. Go ahead. Don't.
It's supposed to be
don't
my last word. I'm not
right.
mentioning names, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, don't be
So
Mr.
scared.
Frost, talk
Stay
to
with
me.
that's it.
Mr. Frost, last words.
let your words be bond. Let your words mean something. If you don't mean it, don't say. You're an adult. Like shut up. If you don't mean it, don't say it.
Let's say
It's
it.
okay to shut up
Mm,
sometimes,
mm.
right? And see people for who they are, not
Who
what
you
you
want them to
want them
be.
to be.
That's deep.
Right.
That's deep. That's deep. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't say
Yeah,
things you don't
try.
mean. Tao, Uncle Tao,
Well, I
talk to
think
me.
a lot of people disagreed with me when I said you have to be physically there to be genuinely loyal, right? But before you got into the stream, everybody saw the thumbnail, which had three people holding their wrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
With
Mm-hmm.
a
Oh,
light, with a light in the middle. The
okay.
light is the goal. You cannot hold
Mm-hmm.
someone's hand via Zoom.
And
You can't do that.
Okay. Okay.
That's all I got to
Okay.
say.
Okay. Those are some
You gotta
fighting
be there.
last words. Those are some fighting
if
last
you
words.
want to come for me, come for me. My Zoom
I'm coming.
swimming classes is what I'll keep
Right.
He's
doing.
not coming for
That's
you. He's already here.
that's why. Yeah.
You
That's
know
why I almost
what?
lost a
That's
kid.
my side
That's a
hustle.
wonderful way to end the show, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the like, for the comment, for the share. We really appreciate it. We're going to be here same time next week. From us here at the tribe, it's
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
one.